Okay, this is 5.2, the windshield. So we're going to start a new sketch environment. If we flip over here to the drawing, this is the first sketch we're going to make. This can be downloaded off Schoology. This whole document walks you through with all the dimensions if you can't keep up. So here we go. So back in Fusion, we're going to start a sketch. Line. We're going to go out. That line's going to be 3.04 inches long. And now we are going to use 3-point arcs. So this is the first time we've really covered arcs. There's 3-point, center point, and tangential arcs. I use 3-point almost exclusively, center points occasionally, and almost never tangential. So we always on a 3-point arc, start and end of the point. So start here. Here's going to be the end of the arc, and then we're going to throw a curve in. And at this point, we don't really care other than it's in the rough shape. So once again, here, we do not want any of those blue lines and throw a curve in. Now we're going to go D for dimension, and from the beginning point of the arc to the end point of the arc is 2.55. From the beginning point of the arc to the end point of the arc up and down is 1.0. And the radius of the arc is 6 inches. Now over here we have from here to here 0.64. From here to here is 3.01, and it also has a radius of 6 inches. So you can see that slid way off the page. We're just going to bring it in closer so we can see it. Now next we're going to do another arc. So we are going to go sketch, arc. In my experience, it's always been better to put those two in and then come back and put this one in. When you try to dimension them all, it tends to get you in trouble. So dimension here, and this is 0.4. Now we have the basic shape. We're going to click E for extrude, and it's 2.55 inches. Now, if we look at the thing, the windshield we're making, the next step is we need to fillet each edge. So if we hit fillet and we select, notice it's only selecting one edge. If we put in 0.3, it gives us this funny shape, and it won't let us select the rest of the edges. That's because we do not have one continuous curve. It actually has a corner, and those corners cause problems. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the sketch, edit it, and we are going to delete the 2.55, and we're going to delete the 1. And this is where geometric constraints come. We took away 2 dimensions. We need to add 2 geometric constraints. So if we use tangent, and we make this arc tangent to this arc, and this arc tangent to that arc, we will notice it changed ever so slightly. And the way you can tell is if I hit dimension, and we select this point, you'll notice it went from 1.0 to 0.996, or 4 thousandths of an inch smaller, which is negligible on this windshield. And now when we hit stop sketch and we hit fillet, we can select one continuous curve, and we can do those both to 0.3 and click OK. Now it's time we need to shell this, so we need to make it hollow. So we're going to go ahead and go modify shell and select the bottom edge, and then give it a 0.07 shell. So that means the thickness here is 0.07. And we click OK. Now if we flip back over here, you'll notice we need to come down here. We did all those steps. And we need to make this emboss on the bottom, which allows this windshield to sit in the body. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that. Obviously the dimensions are all right here. 0.68, 0.222, 0.29, and 2.26. So if we flip it over to Fusion and we flip this over, the first step is there's no flat surface to start this on. So we actually have to create a plane to start our sketch on. Offset plane, we select the surface, and it's 0.67 down in this case. We're going to start a sketch on that. And we are going to just throw up a rectangle. Then we're going to dimension from the front edge to here is 0.68. From the front edge to the back of the emboss is 2.22. From this side to here is 0.29. And all the way across 2.26. Now we have that. The next step, this is critical, because it'll make your life easier, is we are going to do a fillet within the sketch. So we are going to fillet from here to here, and that's going to be 0.15. We can also then just select the next corners, and it's going to go ahead and keep doing that for us. Now, instead of extruding that and then shelling it, we're going to use a new tool called offset. So we go to sketch, we come down here to offset. This will allow us to grab this and we can offset it in or out, and it'll stay the same shape. In this case, it's 0.05. Now we are E for extrude, and we are going to select that edge. Now, if we just drag this up, you'll notice that it comes out the front, if we switch this to join, before it gets to the top. So how do we have it extrude to not a flat surface? Under extent, we select to object, and then we select the surface we wanted to extrude to. So you can see it comes up, and now it's stopping within that curve. And we click OK. So now we have this emboss done. Okay, now we need to put on these little ridges that act as friction attachments into the body. So they are 0.05 by 0.04, if you do that math, and they're all measured on center. So for example, this one's 1.94 to the back, and this one's on the center. So the way we're going to do this is with mirror. So we're going to start a sketch here, and we are going to create first two lines that are construction lines, that one runs across from center to center here, and one comes from center to center there. Now we're going to go with a rectangle, and we are going to turn off construction, and I'm going to put a rectangle on right here. Notice I did not click there. I clicked off to the side, and then I'm going to dimension it. 0.05 by 0.04. Now, to get it on the center, the best way is to select from edge to edge, from the center line we want to the edge, and then use a math equation. I want this divided by 2, and that will move it into the center. So we have that one done. We can now go sketch, mirror, and we want to select the 4 lines, select our mirror line, and click OK, and it put it over there. Now we're going to put one more down here. So we went rectangle again, dimension it to 0.05 by 0.04. And then we are going to dimension from this line all the way back to here. We're going to go 1.94 space minus parenthesis this dimension divided by 2. Now, for some reason, when I do this, it messes up. So we're going to go in and edit it, and we're going to do a minus, because this edge is half of this distance subtracted from the center. And if we hit enter, now it's in the right spot. We can then hit sketch, mirror, and we are going to mirror this, 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 and this around that. And you'll notice it put the other one over here. Now we can go edit sketch, or sketch, mirror, and we're going to select all 8 lines. And we are going to put them around this line, and it will put them over there. So now we have our sketch done. Now, one problem is because we have a curved surface down here, and it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one of these hits a different surface, we have to do 4 independent extrusions. So we're going to go E for extrude. We need to turn on the sketch light bulbs, and I'm going to select that profile and that profile. Change it to object, and then I'm going to select this curve and click OK. Make sure it's in join. And you can see we got those 2 in, and then our sketch disappeared. If we turn on sketch 10, we can then go E, select this one, up to object, and select that surface, and that one appears. E, up to object, and that one appears. E, Select both of them, up to object, make sure it says join, and there we go. Now we have our completed windshield. A for appearance, we are going to paint this glossy green. There we go. We can go into right-click physical materials and set it up as a plastic. This is probably polycarbonate or acrylic. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a fantastic day.